Mama se kungi betengo e kumoyi ingumada takana. Okyo sokinu kibangase. Manuele ngando mushisamye. Manuele.
You're To The Feet Podcast coming back at you with another video. I recently saw this question posed by this individual. They were curious to know. They were a beginner and they wanted to know from follows, how do you feel when a less experienced dancer asks you for a dance? Let me start by saying I am not a follow, but I've been in this scene for a little while now, probably about 7-8 years. So I really want to open this floor up to the follows, ask them, how do you feel when a beginner dancer or someone who's less experienced than yourself, how do you feel when they ask you to dance? I want to hear from you all, your thoughts on this, but I'm just going to speak on it and give my 2 cents. So I'll start off by saying that, for everyone that understand that we all were beginners at one point. And that is something that you should always keep in mind, whether you are in the position of the less experienced dancer or the more experienced dancer. Understand that we all were beginners, and hopefully that gives you a sense of empathy. Just understanding where that person's at and being able to relate to it, because we all can. We all have stepped on someone's toes. We all have led something wrong or followed something wrong, man. So being empathetic in dancing as well as in life, man, is super duper important, man. So just keep that in mind, man, that just because you've been doing this longer, it doesn't make you better, per se. It doesn't make you a better person. This person is on the same path that you are. So if anything, it's kind of inspiring. It's like, saying I can relate to this person. I was there at one point. I understand exactly what you're going through. So yeah, just being empathetic, man, keeping that in mind can be so beneficial, man. Like I said, man, understand that, mistakes happen. I think what's more important if you're a beginner is understanding that we all make mistakes, but what's most important is, how do you react to the mistakes you make? And what I would advise is to not dwell on them too long. You're going to dwell on them. You're going to think about it. It's going to be, 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to think about that one time where you did that one thing. And you're like, what was I thinking? But just understand, you got to pick yourself up. You got to dust yourself off, man. And you got to get right back into it, man. That's just what's most important. How you react to your failures, to your mistakes, man. The people who react well to it, who adapt, who overcome it, who don't dwell on them, those are the people who you see on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, man, who are amazing dancers. You don't get to that high level without making mistakes and then overcoming them. So just understand that, man. I want to add that if you are a person who looks down on beginners, or if you see people who act like that, understand that truly is just a reflection of who they are as a person. So, the individuals out there who try to demean beginners or, like I said, look down on them, man, understand that shows the relationship they have with their self. And like I said earlier, man, instead of being mad at them or, trying to hate them, man, be empathetic towards them. How powerful is that? You know what I'm saying? Because you realize, like, wow, look at the way they treat other people. How do they feel about themselves if they treat other people like that? So, and if you encounter someone like this, and they try to belittle you because you can only do the basic step or anything of that nature, man, understand who they are as a person, and then just don't interact with them anymore. Simple as that. Don't ask them to dance anymore. Just, exile them off as just that person, that type of person, man. And there's people out there like that, unfortunately. I want to add this, man, that could be very beneficial, for beginners out there. It can be super duper intimidating. In fact, I still get intimidated when I see an amazing dancer. I'm intimidated to ask them to dance. I'm intimidated to ask my instructors to dance, man, because my thought process is, I don't want to bore them. I don't want to waste their time. But what I would say And this is advice for myself, you know, me talking to it. But what happens is that when you dance with more experienced dancers, you kind of get like this rub-off effect. You know, their talent level kind of rubs off on you, and you start to understand what it takes to become a better dancer. You understand that you don't need to lead things as hard, or you start to be able to detect that light lead, or you pick up new moves. You know, it's super duper intimidating to dance with more experienced dancers, but I'm telling you, in the long run, it only benefits you because you start to, you know, learn more things, man. So don't be scared. Ask that great dancer to dance, man, and, you know, put yourself out there. I want to add this, man, as well, man, which is super duper important. In my opinion, maybe the most important thing is understanding that in social dancing, it's not always about the super flashy moves. You know, yes, those look good from the outside looking in, and it really shows your talent level, but in my opinion, I think what matters most in social dancing is the connection you have with your partner. And so what I mean by that is, you know, sharing that eye contact, sharing that moment with that person, you know, being present in the moment, man. When you can do that and have fun, man, you know what I'm saying? It makes the dance so much better than you just going through these amazing looking patterns and not really seeing your partner for the person that they are, man. So I think, you know, having a connection with your partner, you know, looking them in their eyes, sharing this experience with them, and that is super duper important. And there's a lot of, like, you know, what I just said can be misconstrued a lot of ways, man, but if you stay in the scene long enough, you'll understand what I mean by just sharing this time, sharing this 3 to 5 minutes with your dance partner, you know, sharing it with them, man. That's what leads to memorable dances and them wanting to dance with you again. And I just want to say, man, you know, in my opinion, you know, that's like I said earlier, you know, sharing that connection. You want to go to classes and ask a reputable instructor, you know, how do I become a better lead and a better follow with the emphasis on, you know, the connection with your partner, not so much just the patterns. You know, how do I connect better with my partner? That's something that a good instructor will hopefully be able to guide you in, man. These are just some thoughts and opinions that I had on it, man. I would absolutely love to hear from the fathers as well as the leads. You know, what are some things that you've experienced in your dancing journey, and what would you say to beginners to help them out on this journey?